Hiya, Martin here. Thank you for joining me for Turner's Journey episode 74. I hope you're all well and you've had a good couple of weeks in your workshops. Now, in the last episode, I announced that I was going to Kansas City for the AAW Symposium there in June, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to be at the Walnut Log stand, which is going to be somewhere in the venue. I'm not entirely certain just at the moment where it's going to be, but when I know, I will be able to let you know. And if you're going, you may well already know where all of the stands are, and stuff like that. So I'm very much looking forward to going over there, and thank you for the messages saying that you want to come and say hi. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be good. Now, in a couple of weeks' time, I think it's the 7th and 8th of April. Can't remember off the top of my head now. I'm going to be going down to the Yandles show, which is a couple of hours drive away from me here in Hampshire, and I'm going to be there demonstrating the full range of Hampshire Sheen products and the intrinsic colours as well, which is going to be superb. It's a bit of a late booking for me, but I'm really looking forward to going down there and seeing some of the people I met there last September when I demonstrated down there at their autumn show. So if you're going down to Yandles, then I'll pop along, say hello, and it'll be good to meet you. Right, now, there's just been so much going on in the shop as far as making stuff is concerned. I haven't had an awful lot of time for turning again, and it's beginning to frustrate me a little bit. Yes, I do cram an awful lot into my days, and then there are extraneous things that aren't really planned for. They crop up and have to be dealt with and stuff like that. So time has been frustratingly short again, and I in most Turner's journeys I keep coming back to the fact that time is a real pain. I would love to have either a couple more hours in the working day or an extra day in the week to get everything done that I want to get done. I think part of the reason I don't get done everything that I want to is that I underestimate the length of time things take to do. So that's going to change. I need to have a bit of a reality check as far as the amount of time I have is concerned. So that's something on the cards, and I really need to make a to-do list as well. I keep everything up here, which occasionally leads to sleepless nights because I've got loads of stuff running around my head when I should really be writing stuff down in a to-do list, either on my phone or on a piece of paper or whatever. So that's something that's got to change, and then I'll hopefully be able to be even more productive. But I have actually managed to turn some bits and pieces recently. First off is a piece I'm not overly happy with, which is this little Easter egg. It's an ash egg which has been coloured kind of green, and I'm not sure if you can make out the gold gilt that's been put into the grain, and there's gold gilt on the bottom of the egg there as well. And if I crack it open, the inside has been metal leafed with this stuff, which is a Burstig Christmas number 103, and it's and it looks like kind of silvery, coppery flakes of metal leaf in there. So there's the inside again. I'm not overly happy with it, but my girlfriend is. And that's had about 11 coats of lacquer on as well. I don't normally use lacquer, but sometimes I do. Then I got hold of some London Plain, or lacewood, and turned this platter. The grain in there is lovely, but it's brown, so I coloured it. I coloured it, and I've called this piece Tiger. Now, it might be a little bit difficult for you to catch all of the tiny little black flecks in there and the black stripes, but overall I'm really pleased with how this piece has turned out. And it's quite thin, and there's a little lip just up there on the bowl, and I'm very pleased with how that's turned out. I will put that up for sale. And this piece, it's rained a lot recently, and the other day, a few days ago, I thought, it's raining, what can I do? So, that's heavy. So I turned that, which is kind of a sort of a stereotypical raindrop kind of shape, coloured blue with the intrinsic stains, and it was sealed and lacquered, but I put on a little bit too much lacquer and it started to drip. So I had to sand it all off this morning before I started recording this, and recolour it, reseal it, and then I will re-lacquer it in a bit and spend the weekend lovingly lacquering it. So that's it for sort of creations in the workshop. Right, time for the Q&A. It's been a little while since I've done a Q&A, so there may be quite a few questions in here. Now, Ben Smith says, one area I seem to have trouble with is sanding. He says, okay, I was using paper and not a pad, and manually instead of using a drill or bowl sander, but I couldn't seem to get it nice and smooth. Do I have any tips when it comes to sanding? If you're sanding a bowl, Ben, I would absolutely recommend using a bowl sander. I'll just grab one from down here. One like that. This is the Simon Hope one with the 25mm head on, or use another sturdier, bigger bowl sander with a 55mm head on, like that, and you will notice a massive difference immediately you start using one of these rotary sanders. You don't have to use a drill. You can get an absolutely superb finish off these, and when I'm normally turning, I use this rather than the drill. I'll only use the drill if I'm in a hurry, or I'm doing a demonstration, because sanding is really like watching paint dry. I'll put a link somewhere to a video I put up a year ago about using one of these. So I'll put the link up so you can go and have a look at that. Gary Smith says, any advice on scorching thinner walled platters or bowls that are being distorted with the heat? I.e., is it better to have a softer flame and take more time, or a hotter flame and darken it quicker? That's a good question, Gary. If you're doing the outside of the bowl, well, basically, in essence, I would recommend that you take your time and do it gradually. So don't try and get straight down black straight away, because you will crack it. So you're best off to do it slowly. Darken it down a little bit, let it cool, darken it down a little bit more, etc. Rinse and repeat until you get the finish that you want. If you're doing the rim of a piece, have I got anything I could show you? No, not to hand. If you're doing the rim of the piece, so you've just reversed it in the chuck, do the rim, scorch the rim, and then hollow out the bowl. So you do all of your burning before you weaken the bowl by hollowing it out, if that makes sense. But again, take your time, take it slow. There's no real need to rush, because as you've discovered, pieces can twist and stuff like that. So scorch the rim first, let it cool down completely, then hollow out the bowl. That's what I would recommend on that front. Les Robinson says, what type of gloves do you use? Are they the ones that are resistant to CA glue? Well, in my experience, Les, all the gloves are pretty resistant to CA glue. I normally use a latex medical glove or these black nitrile gloves, and I actually prefer using the nitrile ones. These are black pearl, medium size, because I've only got fairly small hands, and there they are, uni gloves. I picked up loads of them off eBay, and they're a pretty reasonable price too. So black nitrile, I actually find them a little bit more comfortable as well, oddly, than the latex ones, and I don't have any problems using glues or anything like that through them. Rob, where did you get the Black Dog Workshop jacket made, and how did you make your website? Right, Rob, this is a leather waistcoat, that a fairly thick leather biker's waistcoat that I picked up again off eBay. I think it was about £50, something like that. But these and stuff, these are just patches. These are just patches that have been very carefully sewn and stuck onto. I've got one there as well. Sewn and stuck onto it. That's all. And I actually prefer using this to a normal smock, because I think somewhere in my head I think that leather is some kind of protection in case anything kind of flies off, almost like kind of a soft, not exactly brilliant body armour. But thankfully, touch wood, nothing has come flying off the lathe in recent weeks. Touch wood. But there is a project video coming up soon where the possibility is relatively high, so we'll see about that. Chris Connell asks, an idea for a future video could be a tutorial on the Robert Sorby eccentric chuck, or how about advice on using combinations of exotic timbers for smaller turned items? Thanks for that question, Chris. I don't have a Sorby eccentric chuck, as I'm not overly keen on eccentric turnings. I don't mind off-centre stuff, but eccentric turnings I'm not overly keen on, so I won't, for the foreseeable future, be doing a video about the Sorby eccentric chuck. But I do have the Ruth Niles eccentric system, which is normally used for sort of lid toppers, lid inserts and pendants and stuff like that. And when I've had a bit more of a play with it, I'll do a video on using that. There are a few videos out there already about the Ruth Niles eccentric joiner jig, and I will do one at some point, but I won't be doing one about the Sorby chuck. And as for using combinations of exotic timbers for smaller turned items, I'm going to be making some boxes and stuff in the next few months for my Etsy shop, which is still unpopulated, and they will have combinations of exotic and UK timbers and stuff like that, and I'll be playing with ideas on mixing them up and playing with them a bit. Alan Mullock says, can you recommend a small spray system for use with stains? Yes, I can. I use this one, which is, again, it's an eBay purchase. It's a Fox Hunter system. It comes with the compressor and the tank, the hose, and also a couple of brushes as well, and it works an absolute treat. It was about 80 quid, I think, something like that, £80, and it has been absolutely brilliant. I don't use it so often anymore, as at the moment I'm favouring applying colour by hand, but it is a fantastic system. Again, I'll put a video link up here, as I did an overview of this system sometime last year. Mark, I haven't got a surname, but Mark says, would be a great video on how your wax became from idea to shop. Yep, I can do something like that. It won't be very long, because I'm certainly not going to be giving away any of the ratios or too much of the manufacturing secrets. You know, mum's the word and all that. You know, people watching. And the stains too. Yeah, I could do something about the colours. And I'll certainly give a tour of the new global distribution centre when it's built in a few weeks' time, because that'll be quite an interesting video, I think. So thank you for that, Mark. And that's it for the Q&A this week. Thank you everybody for your questions. I hope you found it interesting, and apologies if it's taken me a couple of weeks to get back to you. Now, for the rest of the day, being Friday, Friday's normally a little bit of a turning day, but I need to finish sealing this piece and starting the lacquering process for it, because I want to get it right and make it look absolutely superb, so I can put it up for sale. It's a very, very simple object, but I like it very much. And then I might get to turn something this afternoon. Oh, I've been designing, oh dear, pardon me. I've been designing some stationery and stuff like that. And when that comes, which will be sometime next week, I'll show you exactly what I've been doing there as well, and also some other business ideas that I've been thinking about as far as demonstrations are concerned. So that's it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.